Alright, so now we're pretty much done here, and let's create our enemy. Okay, so let's create a new scene. Then select the other node and search for area 2D. Press enter. As a child node, add a collision shape again. So there's an error right there, so we just need to add sprite first. Drag in the enemy image. So let's center this one by clicking the transform and set the position to 0 and 0. Then set its shape to circle shape. Drag it to the bottom, make the collision shape visible. Select this one, then set the radius to 32. Okay, or 33. Okay, so let's save this one. But first we have to rename it and save. Okay, so add some variables. Okay, so create our script and add the variables. So var speed is equal to 100, and var move distance or move dist is equal to 100. So we can just export this one to make it visible on our inspector panel. So as you can see, our speed is over there already. So let's export the distance. So it's there too. Okay, so on ready, var start x is equal to position.x, and on ready, var target x is equal to position.x dot plus this. Okay, so in the physics process, so we have to add the function physics process. We're going to be moving between the start x and the target x position. Okay, so position that x is equal to move to. So the move to function is our own custom function we'll make after. So let's define this one. Function move to. Okay. Function move to, then current to at the step. Just put some pass here, which is our filler line. Then let's continue creating our function for fast physics process. Then position that x to target x. So as you can see, the current position is the position that x. Then we had to move to position, which is the target x, using the step, which is speed times delta. Okay, so next is if we are at our target, move into the other direction, we have to put some condition right here. If position that x is equal to target x. Okay, so if target x is equal to start x, so target x equal to position that x plus move distance, else target x is equal equal to start x. Okay, so the move to function translates given a value to target based on a given step. So let's remove the pass. So var new is equal to parent. Then let's check if we are moving positive. So if yes, if new is less than 2, we have to new plus equal to step, then add a new if condition. If new is greater than 2, new is equal to 2. So now let's detect if we are moving negative. Else new minus equal step. If new is less than 2, new is equal to 2. Then don't forget the return new, or it will produce an error. So you'll see it later. So back in the main scene, switch to 2D. Back in the main scene, so select the parent node and then drag in the enemy enemy scene. Okay, so you can just put it right there. Okay, so you can now press play and set and see the enemy in action. Okay, so you may notice that it is quite slow. So let's increase the speed to 500 and also improve distance. Okay, let's first move distance 500, 200. Let's see. Okay, so as you can see, it's already moving there, but okay, we can walk through the enemy with no issue. So what we want is for the game to reload if we hit the enemy. To do this, we need to work with signals. These are events that can be called when a certain things happen to a node. So in the enemy scene, okay, so find the enemy scene and then click on the node tab. Okay, so let's double click on the body entered signal, press enter, and it should create a new function in the enemy script. Okay, so in this function we're going to check if the body we entered was called player. So if so, call the die function on that node. So if body that name is equal to player, so let's call in the die function in the body. Okay, so don't forget the parentheses. So let's now go to the player script and create the die function. The function die, okay, then get that reload currency. Okay, so start again. So now when we hit the enemy, the scene will reload. So let's increase the speed of our enemy. So let's reset this for now. So we have to set this on this one, on the original file. So let's set this one to 500. Okay, so if we drag this one right here, you can see the variables are all adjusted. Okay, so now we want the player to achieve a certain goal, so let's add in some points. before we create the scene, let's go and set up the scripting side of things over in the player's script. Okay, so the collect coin function, the function collect coin, okay, gets called when we run into a coin and increments our score. So we have to enter value. So score plus equals value. Okay, so our score increments by this given value. So next, create a new scene. Let's switch to 2D and make the root node an area 2D. Okay, so give it a collision shape. As a child node and with the shape being a circle. Okay, let's add the coin image right here. Set the location to 0 and 0. Rename it to coin. Save. And after that, let's make the collision shape visible. Then adjust its radius to 15 or 17. Okay. So after that, let's create a new script on our area 2D root node. Clicking the button right here. So this is just going to detect when a player has entered the collider. Then let's call the collect coin function. So we'll start first by adding our only variable. Export var value is equal to 1. So let's check. So we have this value. So this is the coin value. So it depends on you how you want the value. Okay. So let's add a function process. So this process is built into Godot and gets called every frame. So we're going to use it in order to rotate the coin over time. Okay. So rotation degrees plus equals 90 times delta. Next, we need to select the root node again, and in the inspector panel, go to the node tab and double click on our body entered signal to attach it to the script. Okay, so let's remove the pass. Okay, so let's detect if the player collides with a coin. So if body.name is equal to player, so what we need is body.collect coin. Okay, then the value, attach the value and keyframe. Okay, so back in the main scene again, switch to 2D, and then let's drag in the coin scene right here. Let's duplicate this one. Okay, so let's try the test game. Oh, so as you can see, these are moving together with the enemy. So it is because our coin is attached to our enemy, so it became the parent node. What we need to do is for the coin to be a child node of the main scene. Okay, so be careful with that. Let's test it again. Alright, okay, so right now it's a success. So but our camera is static, so let's implement the ability for the camera to move horizontally. So the camera is a new node we'll create right now. So the game is being rendered just based on the position of the nodes and pixels, not the position of the camera. So in the main scene, right click on the parent node and create a new child node using the camera 2D. Okay, so enable current lock in the inspector panel so that the camera will be active. Then move the camera to cover the level. Okay, you can just drag it like this, or you can set the properties to 300. Yeah, so 512 and 300, so it will cover the entire scene. Okay, so now we can create a new script on the camera node. So there's an error right here, so saying having the script name be the same as if built-in type is usually not desired. So let's rename it to camera controller. Okay, then let's remove the other codes. So first we want to create a variable to store our reference the player in order to track them using the get node. Okay, so on ready var player get node, then we have to enter its path. So starting from the root, sorry, then in the main scene right here, the main scene, we should be tracking the player. Okay, so like that. Then we have to declare a function which is the process set the code to position that x is equal to player dot position that x. It means that our camera should be moving with the position of our player. Okay, so now when we press play, okay, oh, oh, sorry. Alright, so you'll see that the camera follows along the player's X position. So if any case that there's an error in your side, you can just go right here, like our camera, and switch to inspector panel, then you can set the drag margin to 0. So sometimes it produces an error, or our camera acts a bit weird. Okay, so after that, let's switch to creating our UI. Okay, so click on the new scene. Then all we need to do is add in some sort of user interface to show us our current score. So to begin with, create a new scene with a root node user interface. So rename the node to UI. Okay, and save the scene. So you'll see that there is a colored rectangle right there. It's color orange. So this is the bounds, the control node, which is how we build our UI elements. So this rectangle right now is covering the whole screen. So let's start by creating or adding two new things. So a coin icon and a text box to show our current score. So let's start with the icon. Create a new child node of type texture rect. So this is a control node where we can show an image in our file system panel. So let's disable this right now. Okay, so let's find the point image, then drag that to the texture field in the inspector. Okay, so set the position using the rect drop down. Set the position to 20 and 20. Save this for now. Then for the text, let's click the parent node, then add a child node of label type. So this is a control node where we can display text, then rename it to score text. So in the rect drop down, let's set the position to 90 and 20, then the size to 164. Okay, so right now we can see our text. That's because we need a font. Okay, so there is a default font, but it's quite limiting, so we'll set up our own. In the file system, open the font folder, right click on the font file and select new resource. Find the dynamic font, then press enter and create that. Save. Okay, so select our new resource and in the inspector panel. Okay, so let's expand this drop down. Then we have to drag this TTF file to the property, font data property, to assign it to the new resource. So under the settings tab, set the size to 40. Select the score text. Okay, so select the score text and under the custom tab, so let's minimize that. Under the control, then theme overrides, you have to find the fonts drop down, then click on the checkbox of font, then drag in our new dynamic font resource. Okay, so we can now type in a placeholder number. Right, then let's just set this one to 0. So let's center align this one, vertical align to center. Okay, so we've got our set up. Alright, we got our UI set up. If we go to the main scene, we can drag the UI scene into the node list. Okay, so let's drag it right here. Okay, and it should appear. Okay, let's move our player. Let's see our player over here. Then, alright. So go to the main scene, you can drag it and then it should be like that. Then you will press play though. Okay, you'll see that it doesn't follow the camera. So to fix this, okay, so to fix this, we'll be needing a new child node or a node called canvas layer. Okay, canvas layer. So this node defines what gets rendered onto the screen as UI. Okay, so let's make this one the child node of canvas layer. Okay, so it should appear like this. So the canvas layer is the child node of the main scene, which is a parent node of our UI. Okay, so make sure that this UI is under the canvas hierarchy. Okay, so let's try it again. Alright, so this should be like this. So now let's connect the UI to script. So to make to update our score. So let's click in here, then create a new script. Okay. So first we need to create a variable which will get the score text upon starting the game. So on ready var score text is equal to get node. So what we need is this one. Okay. So okay, that means let's attach this to this one instead. Alright. So what we need is this one. So score text. So again, make sure that you type it correctly using the proper casing. So if you type it in here, capital S and capital T, it should be exactly the same in here. So if you type here small s and small t, so it will display an error, or possibly it will not update anything. Okay, so then our only function, okay, will set the score to whatever the parameter sends over. So we have our function right here, function set score text. So score text the text is equal to str score. Okay, so over in the player script, let's create a variable to reference the UI node. So let's put it right here, the onReady var onReady var UI is equal to get node. Okay, so what we need here is the full path again. So starting from the main scene, canvas layer, to UI. Okay, if you're not that sure, you can just go to main scene, then check the order. Okay, layer. Then after that, down in the collect coin function, we should add this line of code, which is the UI that set score text based on our score. Then if we press play, So the score will update. Okay, so also, for example, there's any case that you uh, inserted another number here, for example is 100. So if you press play, the initial value is 100. So what we want is to reset our value to 0 when we start the game. So let's add a new script in our UI function, UI script. Okay, let's add a new function which is the ready. Then score text, that text is equal to 0. Okay, so you entered 100 as a placeholder earlier, but using this function, when you start the game, the label should be 0. Alright, so that's it, and thank you for listening.